Hey everyone. Well, this is River. Say hi, River. Yep, this is my baby. She hangs out with me. I got her about a week ago, and she's pretty much my best friend already. She's absolutely incredible.
Maximum volume.
And she loves cell phones. She loves to jump on my screen whenever I'm trying to do things on my phone. She's totally obsessed with it, so I'm surprised she's not looking at it right now. But anyways, I want to go ahead and talk to you some more today about some inspirational, biological, spiritual, emotional stuff. So when it comes to energy streams in our universe, there are many different ones. There are different frequencies for everything that you can imagine, whether it comes down to the pen that you hold in your hand, the sound my bird might make, that's an even higher frequency than the pen, or the light coming through the window, and that's an even higher vibrational frequency. So high that it creates reds and greens and blues, which gives us perception and sight. But here's the kicker. Thought is an even higher frequency than anything that you look around and see, hear, taste, any of your senses. Thought is the backdrop of all frequencies. So, if you can wrap your mind around that, if thought is a stronger frequency than everything that we can see, how powerful do you think it really is? It's the most powerful thing in the universe, is our thought. So could you imagine if you could train your mind to think godly thoughts all day about yourself, or even about the world, to spread it further? Because once a person experiences God, or source as I call it, you can't ever take that back. It's part of you. And so that's why every single video that I put out is to try to help any of you through the meditative and transformational process to experience some of the things that I've experienced. And you guys, you got to think about this, okay? I was a 20-year heroin addict. I didn't know what it was like to be a human being. I'd never taken care of any of my responsibilities. I never had anything on my own. I wasted and used up relationships. I never turned to God for anything except for hate, because I didn't understand why He did what He did to me. It was my perception at most of my life. I said, well, God, you made me grow up in such a troubled childhood. My dad was abusive towards us and has never taken accountability of that. How do you expect me to forgive him? How do you expect me to forgive you? And for many years, I waited and waited and waited for him to hand me something. And it just never happened, because it never will happen like that, you guys. God is not focused upon your emotional needs. Those are things that you have to work hard at to open yourself up to realize God. God's not going to be down there on those lower planes of frequency. He's not going to be down there. He may show you signs which help you get up and out, but He's not going to hand you anything on a gold platter whenever you live your life so emotionally tied to the physical things of life. That's why he made it this way. He wants us to transcend this life, to experience him. Because if we just experienced him, then we wouldn't have the contrast of life to be able to go, wow, what a difference this is. You know, from one point of consciousness to the other, you would never be able to have that contrast. Just, you know, you couldn't experience good without the bad. You know, when you have understood so much about the bad parts of life and you've experienced a lot of trauma, don't think that you're condemned to that, because you're not, because you're actually in a better place than anybody that has lived a prosperous life their whole lives. Because when a prosperous person has lived abundantly their whole life and they're not happy, they have so much more work to do than you. Think about that. I mean, wouldn't that just be so difficult? Because you've already had everything that makes you happy. Now, how could you would have to literally lose your whole life of abundance to fall apart like Humpty Dumpty, and then you'd have to rebuild again. Which I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because it happens to people. But in my experience, I've learned from the other side. I've learned from despair and heartache and addiction and pain. And so because of that, that gives me the potential expansion for great things. Because I will no longer allow myself to feel those feelings anymore. And so what you got to do is just focus upon the great things in life, the godly things in life. Because that's a higher frequency of thought. Whenever you think of godly thoughts, it's a higher frequency. And with higher frequencies, you have much more strength. And that's what you want. That's what we're shooting for. We're shooting for strength, right? Because if you ain't got no strength, then you can't get up in the morning. You can't do the things that you need to do just to survive. So with strength gives you perseverance and dedication and eagerness. So try to look at things in as vibrational frequencies, energy streams, and remember that thought alone is a higher frequency than any speed of light objects, any sun rays coming in the window, any sounds you hear. It's higher than that because it's such a powerful object of manifestation. Okay, so try to focus upon thoughts and great thoughts, good thoughts, right? Focus upon good thoughts and do them daily, and you can build from those thoughts, like gratitude. That'd be a good place to start. All right, gotta go.